You've made it to Chiro Hustle Live. Sit back and learn from the greatest influencers in the profession. This week's episode is brought to you by Clothes for Chiro, Legacy Wealth Management, Posture Screen, Universal Traction Systems, Vantage Point Marketing, Imaging Services, Zingit Solutions, Chiro Thin, Dr. Peter Goldman's Zone School of Healing, and Everest Chiropractic Bootcamp. Let's hustle. So we got Dr. Randy Johns down there in the Lone Star State, Texarkana, Texas, and Jim Chester here in Colorado. I am in the Grand Valley of Grand Junction, which is the western slope of Colorado, where no one lives, and I moved here to hear the birds chirp. So there's my personal introduction and Dr. Randy's introduction. But before we dive in to talking about Randy's topics of who he is and what he's doing, the Happy Healthy Guys are in a huge momentum flow. But before we get into the momentum flow of Happy Healthy Lifestyles, we're going to say thank you to Michael Tokash with Imaging Services. If you go to his website right now and check out, let's show you the imagingservices.com. You can find all of your x-ray needs with Michael Tokash and his amazing team over there. And I just want to say, Mike, thank you for being such a great supporter of the Chiro Hustle podcast, launching us to the top. So thank you so much, Michael. And with that being said, welcome to the show, Randy.
Hey, great to be here, Jim. As always, man, I appreciate you.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Most of the fun I have with you is our conversations that we're not actually hitting the live button. So that's a lot of fun, just, getting to talk to you about what you're doing for your story and where you're going. But I know our audience is probably going to be interested in that. So first, before we get into where you're going, talk about what's happening now. What is Happy Healthy Guys?
Yeah, so Happy Healthy Guys really was born officially a little over a year ago. And it's with my best friend, Dr. Rob Vasquez, which many people listening know and respect very well. Rob and I have been best friends for, 16, 17 years. We'd always wanted to do something to impact not only the chiropractic profession, but humanity. And we wanted to do it together because we know that really nobody wins, alone. And we're all trying to go together to make that impact. So Rob and I, we've been through a lot together. So to kind of tell you how Happy Healthy Guys got born, I almost have to go back and tell you how it all got screwed up and how we lost everything to get to here, not to re-enter life differently, but to be completely almost reborn. So, but it's our lifestyle brand. We have an online company. We have clinical weight loss offices. We're launching our book, The Happy Healthy Life. We're doing a lot of traveling, connecting with a lot of doctors and a lot of groups. And just getting that message. Our goal is to reach 1 million people with a happy, healthy life over the next 3 years.
Hey, man, I think that what you guys are doing is so impactful and it's so necessary in the market space. And I think that, creating, like I said, a movement flow that you guys are in right now. You guys were just on a book tour. I know that was pretty cool. You went to like 6 different cities or something, right?
Yeah, 7 different cities. And
7
days. Started off in Nashville, met up some time with Josh Axe and got some real clarity there in some areas, and then went up to Lewis' house up in Columbus, Ohio. Our good friend Lewis and mentor, and just stud. And he, of course, if anybody's going to bring a room together, that's Lewis. So we're able to connect there, make some awesome decisions based off that interaction there in Columbus. Headed up to New York, got a lot of lifestyle photos there. And then came back down through Asheville, North Carolina. Beautiful there. Met up with the doctor there. Who's been wanting to potentially open up one of our weight loss offices. And then back over to Atlanta, Georgia, back to Nashville, and then back to Dallas. So it was crazy. We were going around because it was interesting. We already wrote our book, The Happy Healthy Life, and we were prepared to have it with us to give out along the way. But something wasn't right. And we wanted to interview people along the way about what is happy, healthy life. Like, how would you define being happy and healthy? So I'm really excited about a lot of the footage that we captured and a lot of the interviews we had and bringing that back and baking it back into the book. I think it just put a big, pretty bow on it, which will be released January 1st, The Happy, Healthy Life. We're so excited about it.
Hey, man, you're jumping the line. You're taking my questions from me.
I know. So take us back, man. Go back if we can. If we don't have time, that's fine. But some people may not know, like, what happened with Rob and I, 8 years ago, because at the time, we're running these huge chiropractic offices, and then it all went away. So we lost our health. I diagnosed with late stage cancer July 2010, and they gave me 2 months to 2 years to live. You gotta be kidding me, right? I'm the guy teaching everybody else how to be healthy, and they're telling me it's chemotherapy, radiation, surgery, drug trial, or hospice. And I'm like, what's option six? So I get out of the country. I go to Spain. That's where my journey led me. Spent months over there working with a doctor. Rob came with me to support me. Within about 2 months, there's no more cancer. And that was 8 years ago. Rob, at the same time, had injured his back, blew out 4 discs, was facing almost certain back surgery, and couldn't walk. The irony of us two chiropractors, I'm dying of cancer, he can't walk, and we're teaching other doctors how to teach people how to be healthy, right? So something had to give. So we came back, we took a lot of the protocols, the systems, the testing, the nutrition, and we wanted to bring in the protocols that everybody could get access to. We just weren't sure what that was going to look like. And so over the course of the last several years, that's kind of how Happy Healthy Guys got born. Our programs, our products, and we'll talk more about that. So anyway, just wanted everybody to know that, we went through something crazy, and that's why we're here now, because we're more inspired than ever before to help people not end up like we did. But if you are going through it, if you are going through hell, if you're going through the pain, there are people in place you can connect to. There are solutions. There's things you can do, but you have to invest in yourself if you're going to help anybody else.
Yeah, I love what you're saying there, and I just met Jarek Robbins, Tony Robbins' son, and he taught me something. He said in the past, I used to allow those things to stop me from thinking I was like absolutely powerful, but now that I know about what Healthy Happy Guys are doing, I can make all the changes for a better future.
Yeah.
Because so many people they allow themselves to not transition from that point that you guys were, and they allow themselves to die. They allow themselves to be disabled and not adjust anymore.
Right. No, it's you can go one of two ways. That mindset is so key. But that's really what saved our life and saved my life specifically with cancer is it's the chiropractic principle, because I knew cancer was a symptom of a bigger cause. There's really no such thing as cancer. Your body's either adapting to its environment or it's not. And there's no difference between health or disease. They're the exact same thing. The body doing the right thing under the circumstances. So my journey and Rob's journey was to, how do we create that environment where great things are more likely to happen? Because we know the body's going to heal. Set up the correct environment and it's guaranteed.
So this allows me to segue into the next part of the discussion with you. And I know a major part of that, it was an anti-inflammatory lifestyle of eating, but you also included something really awesome in there that you and Rob had formulated, something called the SCT oil. Let's just drop a SCT bomb and allow people to know what that is and how it's helping people.
Yeah. So
and how it helped you.
Yeah, no question. So I always talk about my life, Jim, before cancer, BC, and after cancer, AC. So before cancer, I'm the guy eating 6, 7 times a day, snacking, all the protein bars, the shakes, twice a day workouts to be 185 pounds and trying to make myself big, which I was in a growth phase. Well, you shouldn't be growing past 18 years old, so I had to figure out how to get my body into repair. So after cancer, AC, I started fasting. So this has been an 8-year journey for me. And I went from eating 6 times a day to eating once or twice a day. What I noticed in Spain was that people didn't wake up and eat cereal. They weren't waking up and eating first thing in the day. A lot of times they weren't eating till later in the day. And when they did eat, it's a 2 to 3 hour event. They may have a couple of San Miguel's, smoke a couple of Davidoffs. They're chilled out. Not that I'm recommending that, but I'm saying they enjoyed the experience versus being rushed and cramming food down your throat and snacking all day. Then they'd have a second meal later in the day, 9, 10 o'clock in the evening, usually a bottle of wine, healthy foods. And they were eating a lot of short chain fatty acids. And it was interesting because my doctor there was recommending that I really incorporate short chain fats into my nutrition protocol. And I was like, what are short chain fats? Like, I think I know, like, the body can make them, but what are you saying? He was saying, you're in Spain, you've got access to sheep and goat milks and cheeses and lamb and tons of amazing vegetables. He goes, I want you eating these foods, and I want to make sure you're getting them in daily. And I don't want you eating all day long. I really want you to stop eating so often. So as I'm transitioning, I stop eating all the time. And at the same time, my body's healing. I'm getting detoxed. I'm going through all the treatments. And I'm realizing that, wait a second, man, we got something going on here. Because within a couple of weeks, man, I never felt better in my life. And this is coming from a guy who thought he knew everything, who's now dying of cancer. So when we came back to the States, we're looking like, okay, so where's this short chain fat product, right? Because there has to be one, because if not, we need to make one because of the benefits of the inflammation reduction, the gut, brain health. I mean, Jim, short chain fats are so critical. It's the molecular link between your nutrition to your gut brain axis and to your overall health. It was a missing link for me. And I had such poor gut health, I couldn't even ferment carbohydrate to make those fats. And we know now most people have a microbiome that's in dysbiosis. They don't have a gallbladder. They've got liver congestion. They've got leaky gut. They've got SIBO. They've got acid reflux. There's all kind of problems. And so we set on a journey to create an oil called short chain triglyceride oil. It took us about 18 months to get it right. We standardized it. We launched it over a year ago. And now we believe it makes almost every other oil inferior when it comes to getting into fat burning, to supporting the brain, and absorbing the easiest without putting stress on the gut, and no more disaster pants. So if you've ever tried to choke down isolated carbon chain fats like an MCT, you know what I'm talking about, baby. And it can be detrimental not only to your gut, but to your evening out at the restaurant, because it doesn't stop. So SCT oil has a lot of purposes. It also wants to stamp out disaster pants. We exist as the healthy guys who stop disaster pants.
Boy. Well, it's amazing that you were able to implement that advice.
Yeah.
And it was really probably even a better understanding for you that somebody wasn't prescribing some type of pill, potion, or lotion that was going to go into your body. He's like, let the food be thy medicine and heal yourself from inside out.
100%.
And I think that that's really a core of your story now and a core of his advice. And it was really cool to see how those roads could meet at the same time. And you could take on to that advice. And now you have developed something to help more people with.
Yeah, no question. I mean, we developed the oil. Really, if nobody bought it, we would have our own personal stash, selfishly. But that's not the plan. People immediately, and it really has taken off. It's really taken off too in the functional medicine world, where a lot of these protocols for cognitive decline, gut health, diabetes protocols, where you're helping create these natural environments where the body can heal. Man, those short chain fats really prime the gut and the brain for healing. It's a carrier oil. It's hypoallergenic too, which is the beauty of this, because I don't do dairy, especially the dairy you get in America. We don't get access to a lot of clean, genetically correct dairy. So we were able to source it from genetically correct cows because they have the highest amounts of butyric acid, which is that anti-inflammatory fat and the preferred source of fuel for the colon, the bowel, and the gut. But once we get done with it through our process, it's completely hypoallergenic. It's not even really a dairy product anymore, but it is still a real food with all the naturally occurring factors that you would get from a short chain fat. So anybody who's worried or has problems with dairy, who can't do ghee or butter, the SCT oil helps overcome that and provides those short chain fats in an easy way, and it tastes just ridiculous. I mean, the stuff is.
Yeah, you could eat it by the spoon.
Oh, I do. I do. I put it in everything. I cook with it. I put it in my coffee. I do. And that's how people are incorporating it in. Really, it's just a real food product. So you can really just use it the way you'd use other real foods or other healthy fats, yet get that huge boost of nutrition to the gut, the brain, the colon, the bowel, and get those short chain fats, getting all the hormones correct, like leptin, triggering visceral fat burning. And do check this out chiropractically, man. So with these short chain fats, you put these fats in, it triggers neuroepigenetics, which that stuff trips me out. It's so amazing because that's how the brain or the body triggers the stoppage or the retrograde of degeneration of neurological tissue and supports and optimizes regeneration of neurological tissue. Because we know it's not about your genetics, it's all about epigenetics, and neuroepigenetics is, to me, is so significant because we know how important the nervous system is, the brain, and how important fats are to that vital organ, which controls everything else, you know.
You've made it to Chiro Hustle Live. Sit back and learn from the greatest influencers in the profession. This week's episode is brought to you by Clothes for Chiro, Legacy Wealth Management, Posture Screen, Universal Traction Systems, Vantage Point Marketing, Imaging Services, Zingit Solutions, Chiro Thin, Dr. Peter Goldman's Zone School of Healing, and Everest Chiropractic Bootcamp. Let's hustle.
So we got a comment here from Kat, and I'm just going to try to fill in as a layman for you. She says, RJ, talking doctor talk in layman's terms, please. So I'm just going to clarify that the effectiveness of what you put into your body and the thoughts that you have and the activities that you give yourself to live a happy, healthy lifestyle will have a positive influence on your genetic traits as you advance with your life. So we can't blame poor genetics on where our dad and mom came from, but we can blame ourselves if we don't do the right things going forward to have a positive influence on our personal health. So the more healthy choices you make, the body has a more of an influence to be healthy long-term and not fall into this pit of, oh gosh, it's poor me because of my genetics of what my parents passed down to me.
Yeah, no doubt. You can't pick your parents. So your genetic code, you can optimize it. Yeah, so epigenetics, just controlling how you turn genes on and off with your lifestyle and how you adapt to your environment, chemically, physically, emotionally, which is one of the reasons I love chiropractic care. No better way to adapt than making sure your nervous system is clear and there's no interference, you know?
So I know I didn't prep you for this part of the interview. I do have a couple more questions I'm going to get to with you, but just from your experience, what was it like working with Team Chiro Hustle and doing these live interviews and then the recorded interview, which you are episode 71. If you guys want to catch our interview that we did with Dr. Randy, it's in the description of this Facebook Live. So please go up there, click on that link and give a listen to it. But what was it like to work with Luke and I?
Yeah, it's been great. We were even talking before we jumped on camera how you've brought Robin on several times, and we've been able to work with you. Had the privilege, and it's been cool to see what you guys are doing. And by the way, congratulations on being the #1 downloaded podcast in this space. Congratulations. So, yep, it's phenomenal. You're bringing best people together. So you and Luke are great, man. Y'all are really on the pulse of what's happening in our profession and beyond. So, anytime you ask for us to come on, it's a no-brainer. We just want to connect, be a part of this, and you guys couldn't be better to work with. So thank you.
Hey, I don't ask everybody that question just because I like to keep some stuff, off of the record, but it was a lot of fun working with you guys too. And from the first time I met you guys were absolutely supportive of me. You were with me on my early stages of my journey to like eating better and actually went through your protocol a couple times. So thank you for being supportive of me and shining as a friendship more than just a reactionary, this guy is doing this, so we're going to support him. But it turned into more of a mutual appreciation. And I always tell people to be social on social. So it allowed us to take that social on social to the next level. And if you guys all decide that you want to make bigger influences in your communities or your life, you have to learn how to be social on social and then build the relationship and take that to the next level, which I think that it's been really awesome to be able to do that with you and Rob and to be able to be where we are today.
Yeah, man. I remember we first got connected and you were going through some tough transition in your life. You just kept failing forward and moving forward. So cool to see. And I remember when you went through our program, we were like excited for you. So thanks for your trust there. That whole program was developed out of our time in Spain, our recovery, and what we do today to keep our inflammatory markers low, to express our best genetic code, to use SCT oil the proper way. And it's It's a lifestyle that we live to this day, and it's man, we've never been healthier. And Rob and I are in our 40s, man, and we got big plans and big dreams that are just now stirring inside of us. And we can't afford not to take care of ourselves, invest in ourselves. You got to do that. So good job, Jim. Make sure you guys are taking good care of yourselves, and a little accountability is there for in your life.
Yeah, it's important to have that support. So thank you for being there for me, and thank you, Rob, also for being there for me during that transition period. I'm going to take a quick pattern interrupt, and I'm going to say thank you to a couple of people that are on the stream with us today. So I'm going to say thanks to Tim McFadden for always being social on social.
Yeah.
Hashtag that for sure. Kat Sarah, thank you so much. Jim Chester, respect. Got to love you for all the long-term appreciation that you've built up for both of us. Dr. Rob, can't say enough about you, man. We love you too. We have Javier Vasquez Munoz. He says, high five to us boys. SCT Oil for Life. I'm going to flash up here your awesome website at sttoil.com. And we have Dr. Auda says, hello, boys, with a smoochy face to us. And Don McDonald, what's up, dude? Thank you for doing everything you do. And we'll go back full circle to saying what's up to Tim and Rob. So now that we've said a quick shout out to people, let's get on to the next part of the conversation. Next part of the conversation is what's going on for the rest of this year. I know you got a big move ahead of you.
Yes, I'm moving to Dallas actually today, which is exciting. So as soon as we're done, I'm in my car. The movers came today, so really, really excited about this move. It's the perfect time for me. As much traveling as myself and Dr. Rob do now, being by a major airport is going to be the game changer for me. But we're really gearing up. We're opening up 2 more offices of our Happy, Healthy, Thin weight loss clinics where doctors can jump in, get our systems, and clinically get the program using SCT oil and weight loss for their offices. So we're opening up in Charlotte, North Carolina, and Baltimore, Maryland. And we may do a third before we hit January. So that's exciting, keeping us busy. So we'll be traveling there. We'll be in Nashville next weekend, working with our ghostwriter who's helping us finish up these edits in our book, The Happy Healthy Life, which will be launched January 1st. And we'll hit another book tour back on the West Coast. This time we'll have the books. We'll be handing those out for sure. So a lot going on, it feels like. And then we got to squeeze in Thanksgiving and Christmas at some point. Right? Slow down and breathe and be living in gratitude with our family, our friends, and all the things that those times mean to us. But not slowing down. And I'm so pumped about the focus I'll have now with Dr. Rob, myself, living in the same city, what's going to happen with Happy Healthy, the brand, and the Happy Healthy guys as we're launching a lot of cool more products this year.
Well, one of the things that you're saying there, Dr. Randy, is so important to me. And I don't know how much you guys all believe in this that are watching this, but team members, finding people that you can really support each other and to be able to build a vision with each other and then walk step by step with each other and to never walk alone. And I think that that's one of the coolest things that you've been able to do with Dr. Rob is walk step by step with him and never walk alone. And I think that anybody out there that wants to develop themselves long-term as an influencer, as a content creator, as a doctor, I would recommend all of you to find somebody to walk step by step with so you're never walking alone, to where you can have maximum influence on your community. And then you get filled up, because they always say you can't fill somebody up out of an empty cup. So you got to fill yourself up to where you can fill more people up.
100%. That's so big right there. We give, and then there you are, right? And I think biggest mistake you can make, take care of yourself, invest in yourself financially, spiritually, emotionally, take good care of your health, respect yourself and your body, give yourself real food, right? Surround yourself with people who will hold you accountable. Quit trying to do this thing and navigate it on your own to be an echo chamber, man. You become tone deaf to what God's trying to tell you. Don't be tone deaf, right? Open up your eyes, open up your ears. Let those innate thoughts that God gives you manifest and stir something in you, and you can't do it if you don't invest in you. You know, and it's our profession by nature is guilty of that, by just giving everything and then putting himself on the back burner. And you can't do that. That's why one of the reasons I got sick with cancer.
And you're not alone, Doc. I've talked to a lot of docs. I'm like, so when's the last time you got adjusted?
What's that? Me?
No, not you. I say that to people though. Like
Yeah.
I say it to docs and they give me that same response like, "Oh, me?"
Yeah. But it's true though, because I'm guilty of it too. When you get busy, you're going and you hadn't even been adjusted or done maybe some rehab or home care that you should be doing. And so home care is packed up in my vehicle, ready to go to Dallas. I'll be getting adjusted tonight by Dr. Rob. So I can't wait to get his healing hands. Oh my dude is a savant. Just because he's retired doesn't mean he still can't do it great. Guys give him probably over 1 million adjustments in his career. So.
Well, that's awesome, man. So closing out, I know you got this West Coast book tour coming. I know you guys are launching a few practices. I know you guys have a lot on the future chain. What are you most excited about going into 2019?
I guess I'll circle back. I really think it's the book, Jim, just because, we really go into a lot more depth about our story. How did we end up there, right? How did we get where we lost everything essentially and had to, re-enter life completely different? And when we re-entered, we didn't really even strike gold. We really failed. 8 years later, 7 years later, now things are moving in the right direction. But I think the book's going to really give clarity on a little bit about really what the happy, healthy life is and why for us, it's our goal. I really just want to make sure that we're reaching as many people as we can with this happy, healthy life, this message, and how to create that in your life. So I think, and it's our first book, so I'm super excited about it. There's a lot of great things happening. I can't wait to get this physical copy in my hand, hit this book tour. We want to make sure everybody gets a copy. This Happy Healthy Project podcast will be kicking off too. So I could keep going, but I think just the Happy Healthy brand, this lifestyle, and the message behind that, I think is so valuable. And I think it provides incredible value to not only to our own lives, but to everybody else. But who doesn't want to live a happy and a healthy life? It's the best life you can live. And most people are not happy, they're not healthy. And nobody's going to change that for them unless it's you, it's me, and those of us who give a crap to tell people the truth. And that's the reality of it. There's plenty of information, but it's not changing lives. We need committed, passionate men and women who want to go make that difference. So I think the book will give us a platform, and it's going to help us get that message out quicker.
Well, you said some really cool stuff there. The big thing I take away from there is be committed to yourself and be committed to a better health style for your future. And I think that understanding that you guys are making a global impact with the moves that you're making, it's really cool to see you so inspired about your brand and what you're doing, man. It's really enlightening to work with people that are on top of their game. And as I was talking to Dr. Randy off cameras, it's great to be circled around people that know what's happening now. And it's really good to be around a tribe of people that are influencers, and we're all doing our effort to make a better market space for health and wellness and chiropractic specifically. So I just want to say thank you again for being my guest today. And thank you for sharing a little bit about what you have going on today, tomorrow, and the next day. And I want to say thank you to Michael Tokash with Imaging Services. I'm going to flash his website up on the bottom again, and it is theimagingservices.com. And if you guys want to know more about X-ray and get yourself out of the dark room and into the digital room, reach out to Michael Tokash with imagingservices.com. And once again, Randy, thank you so much, man. I know that you have a big move ahead of you today, so I'm going to let you get running. But thank you for spending time with me today.
Thank you, Jim. I appreciate you, man. The pleasure is all mine, buddy.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and close out by saying you guys are just one story away. Keep hustling. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Thanks, Randy.
Yep. See you, brother.
All right.
Thank you for listening to Chiro Hustle Live. Don't forget to subscribe and check back next week to continue hustling.